An estimated 30,000 people remain under evacuation orders in BC because of the threat of wildfires. CTV's Vanessa Lee is in Kelowna, where firefighters are getting some help from the weather. What can you tell us about the situation on the ground, Vanessa?
Well, that's right. The fire chief here in West Kelowna has said that the situation appears to be improving in that no additional structures have been affected in the last 24 hours. And he says that things are looking better, which means that they can start talking about recovery. But in terms of when people are able to go home to assess the damage, there is no timeline yet. And that is what makes the situation especially stressful for so many people who are wondering if their home is still standing. We are outside of a reception center. This is where evacuees have been coming to get supplies as well as information. A big concern here in West Kelowna today is the air quality. The smoke is very thick, the visibility is very poor, and so health officials are telling people to stay indoors if possible. They say that wildfire smoke will affect everyone, particularly people with pre-existing health conditions such as heart disease or asthma, as well as the elderly. And so they're advising people who have to be outside to wear a respiratory mask like the N95. It really is something here. The minute you step outside, you can really feel the thick smoke.
And you can see it on camera as well, Vanessa. How is the actual fight going on the ground for firefighters?
Well, it depends on the region. Around the Kelowna area, fire officials say that the situation seems to be under control for the moment, but of course that can change depending on the weather, depending on the winds, as well as any precipitation. A couple of hours north of here in the Shuswap area, they're expecting another very challenging day. They say that the winds are going to be between 20 and 40 kilometers an hour, and it's going to be very hot. And so they're not expecting, the situation there certainly is not under control yet. So again, a lot of this has to do with Mother Nature. We were speaking to volunteers at the reception center who spoke about just how dry it has been here. They say that people don't realize that when they go into the woods, even a water bottle can start a fire. That's how dry it is. And when you look at the picture right across the province, there are 157 fires still burning out of control.
And Vanessa, my last question for you here. There's been some reports of firefighting equipment being stolen, pumps, things of that nature. What have you been hearing about that?
Well, that's right. That is something that, that is hindering the firefight, of course. We have been seeing RCMP ramp up their presence in evacuated areas. For example, here in West Kelowna, we've seen many officers, patrols at the different roadblocks. And that's not just to help with any kind of evacuation order that can pop up at a moment's notice. It's also to prevent things like looting and other criminal activities. RCMP are asking people to be patient. They know that everyone, of course, wants to be able to go back to their homes to see what kind of damage there is, but they're really asking people to stay away so that the roads can stay clear. And they're also asking people not to fly their drones. They say that any kind of activity that will hinder the wildfire fight, people can be fined up to $100,000.
All right, a lot of important information there. CTV's Vanessa Lee in Kelowna, BC. Thank you for joining us.